I wasted a huge chunk of my time trying to convince women. And now I realize that that is one of the most wasteful things you can do with your life. Many creators have come to say that women don't like facts. When you say something that is factual, they don't really care about that. They care more about how you make them feel with the words you say. That's a great percentage of women. I'm not saying it's all women. I was talking to a girl telling her that women are more negative because they have to be thinking about the baby and all the dangers that could happen to the baby. It's biological. She was like, she had a problem with the word I said, negative. That it's coming from a place of wanting to care for the baby because she went through a lot trying to give birth to the baby. It's not more negative, it's more care. I'm saying the two things can be true, but she was like, no, not more negative at all. What else will you call it when someone is thinking about, oh, this lion, I don't want it to come and eat my baby. Oh, I don't want this baby to fall. They are thinking about negative things more. What does that make you? I'm not saying it's a bad thing. I'm just saying it is negative. Let's call a spade a spade. And that's my contribute to the failure of a relationship more. And it's not that women are more right. It's just that they tend to be more negative. And these things have been scientifically proven, right? But she had a problem with that fact. This is just one example. If you are someone with a brain and you've interacted with both genders, you will know what I'm saying. Unless you have the women and you're having a problem with how I'm saying it, or you're having a problem with facts. That's when you have an issue with what I'm saying. And I don't have anything to say to you. Continue in your ignorance. For the ones who understand what I'm saying, this is the implication of what I was trying to do, hard on me, and the changes I'm trying to make now. And I feel like people should make now to advance humanity forward. First, I'm going to talk about why the idea of love and trying to convince men to be in love with you or to stay with you, to build with you, is very reckless as a man. I've been in love, and when I'm in love, I feel like that's the best thing that could happen to a human, and that is what we need because I've heard it over and over again in movies and in songs. I love is the ultimate thing, not just love for humanity, but love for a woman and love for family. But now I'm saying that bigger love is better. Love for yourself, love for humanity, and love for life. But I'm saying this because I remember the feeling and how I felt like this is what life should be about. And I just kept feeding that feeling until I almost died of hunger. Then I realized that you need to work. I need to love life too. Because if you just love love, you die. And life is about balance, not tilting so much to one side. But the women I've been with, they want to put love first and everything else aside. And I feel like that is one reason why a lot of relationships get messed up. Because this same feeling, I felt it towards music. I felt it towards chilling with family. And I feel like, oh, making music is what life should be about and just vibing. I felt with family. Talking, joking, and laughing with family is what life should be about. What I'm trying to say is, whatever feeling you feed becomes a bigger reality. There's no, oh, this is how life should be, this is how life should be. It is just a narrative. And the more emotions you dedicate to that idea, the more your body and your whole being pumps hormones and everything to make you feel like this is what it is and make you feel very comfortable in it until reality shocks you out of it. I'm saying life is not about feelings. So it's not about, oh, this is how it should be because I want to do this. It is about what you make it. Everything is from the mind. You need to understand that most of the things you feel like life should be about is just coming from it. It's a story. It's a story. You can change the narrative to serve you better and serve humanity better. When you stick to just love, you're not serving humanity better. You're killing humanity because the chase of love is what has destroyed a lot of you. Because if you don't feel like you are in love enough, you separate your family, children start living with people, so a stepfather, and they are exposed to more abuse that they would have had if they were not separated at all. I'm also starting to realize that monogamy is a system like that. It's an idea. It's not really the reality of humanity. It's just a story backed up by religion that is not proven. Nothing is proven. Everything is a narrative, right? We had polygamy before, which had its own purpose. It had a way of creating more, less chaos because the man is not led by his emotions. It's more about duty to this woman, to that woman. And we are not focusing so much on the erratic feelings of love, because if you once you surrender to love completely like that, that is when you're more likely to be a mad person. But when you surrender to duty and doing things together, things flow more naturally, and you have checks in place. You have other people to cut you from your addiction. Because as you're trying to be too deep into someone, someone else is commanding your attention. As you're trying to be too mad over something, someone else is around to command your attention. So that feeling of just being locked in with someone, and then yeah, handling all the responsibility together, nobody's helping you out. It's just you and your woman. That is a very toxic system. I spent a long time trying to convince women about this, but that is not the way. The way is to move by power or move in power. Talking is just another idea that we feel solves things. It doesn't really solve things. It just makes you more pleased in your head that you're solving things, or it just keeps you busy. Keep you busy, but doesn't achieve your goal. It's like people working. They just love being busy, but that they are not actually advancing to that goal. Right? That's what a lot of talking does. It might help women more, but men, it doesn't really help us. A lot of men who talk in therapy and they still end up to go off themselves. Right? Men need action, and society needs the right actions. We can't just talk our feelings and do all that and think it solves everything. That's why it's the man's way. That's not how we used to do things before. I'm not saying you shouldn't talk at all. I'm just saying actions speak louder. And the best way to get people to understand this or to follow your path is to make those actions. Instead of saying, putting on my status, saying this, oh, this is why monogamy is bad, this is why feelings is bad, this is why you should focus more on duty, this is why you should not be following one fleeting feeling, and should not be trying to explore before you settle down. You explore and taste different guys, and then you're not going to marry just all that baggage. I'm not going to tell you all that. You can do what you like, right? The more we talk about it, the more they feel like we are trying to manipulate them into not doing what they don't want. You just move by power. You go by, hey, this is my program. If you want to be with it, this is what you do. This is my program. I have my house. I have what I will give you. And if you're done with this, let's go on. I'm not going to focus more on feelings. If you once you start demanding a lot and you start saying, I don't feel loved, you can go away, right? You can go away for another person to step in. But this is my program. And we're not going to try to convince you up and down again. The thing is, a lot of men who say the truth like this never really have women around them. But there are more men followers. And this is it. You should be okay with that. Because the idea of being under a woman constantly makes you weaker and makes you become a liar. Any man that is with a woman and she's constantly agreeing to everything he's doing, the guy is a big liar to himself and to her. Is this the kind of life you want to live? It's destroying the world right now. Because men, because they don't want to be alone, they've accepted to become big liars to themselves and to other people. Where a man who stands in his truth will have very few women around him, and that is okay. You find that woman, and if you don't find her, it's okay to be alone. That is the conclusion I have made.